story mode? Alright, so here we are. Vitor has played this game maybe a handful of times.
Once.
There you go. And I've played it way too much, including games like it.
So noob versus pro in the most obvious way.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to be talking about this game this Sunday, by the way. Shout out, I'm going to go ahead and do this plug. Hey, I Like That Game podcast. It's on Spotify. I'm going to be talking with the guys about this game, Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate. So I wanted to invite my buddy Vitor here to see what he thinks about the game from all kinds of perspectives. Obviously, I hope you can agree, this game is super pretty.
Absolutely.
Yeah, at least in the cinematics. Of course, you lose a little bit of this in the gameplay because it's not cinematic, but it's still very, very nice and appealing to look at.
And all these guys are drinking tea and soup as the world is going to be destroyed underneath their feet.
What's funny is that's probably sake.
Oh, you're probably right.
And they do have characters who have showed up drunk in this game before. You ever try to go have a picnic and a Hydra attacks?
Hydra with 4 heads?
Oh, there's more.
Okay.
I think. Heroes of the Age fell one after another. Yeah, I forgot that happened. Alright. Several years after the war against the Serpent King Orochi, the heroes of China and Japan found themselves faced with the threat of extinction once again. A massive monster appeared before them, threatening to cover the entire land itself. Now, this is a mix of Japanese and Chinese fighting game hack and slash characters. I'm not sure what language they're talking in. I think it's Japanese.
I would think it's Japanese, but I don't know enough of either language to give you an answer.
Yeah, normally I can make some kind of a distinction between the two, but it's irrelevant. I think it's Japanese. So, resembling a giant serpent with 8 heads. There you go. There's the 8. That's accurate, right? Hydra's supposed to have 8.
I thought it was 3.
Really? I think you're thinking of Cerberus.
Maybe, but I do know that when you cut a Hydra's head off, it only grows back with more.
Yeah.
But I'm really sure that the Harry Potter one, at least, not Cerberus. I know what you're talking about.
That one I think did have 3 heads.
Yeah.
So, cool. Those humans that survived the threat looked past their differing homelands and came together as one. However, there were few survivors left in the wake of the massive Hydra. The humans were dealt countless defeats by the demon army. When faced with such a hopeless situation, the humans were left with only one possible solution: to sneak into the demon's main camp and defeat the Hydra, no matter how desperate that strategy might seem.
And desperate seems to be the correct word here.
Yeah. It's like, well, why don't we just
bring the fight to their home?
Right.
Why don't we take the action and put it over there? There you go.
Together, the 3 surviving heroes just for context, this game features hundreds of characters. So, the 3 surviving heroes, Machao, Simajio, Hanbei Takanaka, look to carry out their plan, even if it meant preparing for a fight to the death. So that is another aspect of this game I'm curious to get feedback and thoughts about. It took me years of playing these games over and over again to actually learn how to pronounce these names. Because one, I thought I was playing, I grew up playing Dynasty Warriors, which is the Chinese equivalent to Samurai Warriors, which is the Japanese version. I thought I was playing the Japanese version growing up. Either way, trying to pronounce these names had been a nightmare. And then I swear the voice acting changed the way they pronounced it in different games later on. So now it seems like it's, stuck with what they have. But I've learned so much about, like, ZHAO. That's Zhou, not Zhao.
Okay.
And I used to do that a lot, like Zhao Yun as a character. Zhou. Yeah.
Hanbei Takanaka.
Yeah, they're fun. So you're saying we have to fight against this thing that can swallow an entire castle?
Yeah. Bowser, watch out.
Right? Although we may have little hope of victory, there is no other choice. We must fight to reclaim our future.
Even if it means sacrificing
Right.
our own.
This is our greatest chance for survival.
Doesn't that seem like a paradox for you? Our greatest chance of survival is to speed up our deaths.
Yeah.
Our possible deaths.
Right. Don't give up hope. Together, our combined might will enable an opportunity to present itself.
Hey, I need you to calm down.
Right? He is kind of the hype character. He, more so in the intense about being a warrior kind of way instead of the like boneheaded kind of way.
Yeah.
So it's a little better, I guess.
Oh wait, I do remember playing. Oh my god, it was so hard.
Yeah. But I feel like the system is intricate at a higher level, but is simplistic at a base level. You got your technically you got your 3 attack buttons. Square is your normal, triangle is your special, R1 I believe it is your specials. But so I guess technically triangle is called your moves to attack. It's a special.
Strong
attack.
isn't it a strong attack or something?
Basically,
okay.
like a strong attack. Bad button, so I can join. Champ select with only 3 options. Like literally, this is me trying to move across this group of people. That's it. It's just these 3. That's it. That's funny. This person from Samurai Warriors, this person from Dynasty Warriors, and this person from Dynasty Warriors, but like newer from Dynasty Warriors. Do we have costumes at least? Yes, we do. Dope. I'll use the second costume. Okay. Wow. This is me trying to pick random. That's really funny experiencing this with no characters. Alright. We don't have anything, but this is where we can change out our weapons, our items, and I don't know what this slot is yet, because I haven't even unlocked that where I am, actually in the game. Which, by the way, technically I've beaten this game, but there's 1 or 2 other endings that I have no idea how to unlock. I think it's based on, you can talk to the characters within the camp, like the base, and build their relationships up, and then unlock stuff.
You have an hour to beat it.
Yeah. You don't need an hour.
Okay.
They take like 5 to 10 minutes sometimes, if even that. Honestly, this is one of those games. What makes this game so interesting? You could just run straight to like the officers, kill them off, kill the main one, because you have to kind of kill the people guarding the doors sometimes. So kill off the officers and speed through it. You don't have to fight all the minions.
Right, and that's what I was doing last time. I thought it was helpful, but now it just keeps spawning.
Oh yeah. So I don't know. It's fun for me at least to fight against everyone and just try to like push my way through people to get to where I need to be.
It makes my OCD go insane because it feels
red dots are everywhere. It's like I gotta clear it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly. I literally extinction.
Yeah.
I guess that makes me a game Nazi, but
yeah, and I guess this game does force you to kind of play in certain ways because there's some missions. I don't remember how many are on this one, but in other games I've played of the Warrior series, there's some missions where you're not even fighting to kill people. You're just fighting to like
survive.
Yeah, literally it's like spawns or like time limited stuff where it's like if you just last long enough, they'll run out of forces to throw at you and then retreat. So it's a different game. Like.
Right.
You don't even have to worry about killing others because they'll just be coming to you. And then there's a lot of instances in my experience playing Warriors games where it's like, hey, the super important person who, if he dies, your entire team loses. If they die, like, you lose and they're about to die. So you have to, like, stop what you're doing.
And
run
go.
Across the map. Yeah. So this game definitely forces you to play in different ways than your traditional games, I feel like.
Let's do it.
Go down to begin to that battle or go up to it, whatever works.
I do remember this map.
Yeah.
Triggered me.
You don't need it much, but X is your jump button. Some people like Ma Chao and double jump. If that yellow flashing bar is full like that, you can press and hold your circle button for your super attack. Your triggers switch your characters. And if you press down, actually, directional pad down brings out your partners and they just fight alongside you. If whoever you're controlling, if they die, or if the person I'm controlling dies, we lose. So things to consider.
However fun this is making my eyes trying to find a pinpoint to look at.
Honestly, it's one of those things you just kind of focus on your person so much.
So where am I?
You're the green on the map.
Right, but like, where am I supposed to go?
Right now, I think we're technically supposed to go up, unless it's this gate. Okay, yeah, we're going to the right actually. If you follow the crowd with me over there.
I mean, I can see where you are on the map.
Yeah. If you hit the options button, it makes your map smaller and more focused around you. If that ever helps in any situation.
Oh, that didn't help.
That's the pad button.
Yeah,
the actual options button. Which is, by the way, a random thing that I did have to get used to. Switching to this game from the last few Warriors games I played have been on the PlayStation 3 and below, where you still had a start and select button. God bless those days. Looks like you do have to jump over.
Yeah, I did.
So once you get down here, actually I'll let you figure it out because I'm curious as to how you feel about it.
My brain says I have to run towards that, but not get hit. So stay behind these walls.
Yeah, and see, I'm glad you figured it out because you're usually the type of person to think your way through games, and it works. I ended up figuring this out the hard way. I was frantically trying to not die because I kept getting blasted. And I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? I can't block that.
But my question is, once you get across, what do you do?
There's a second wall, and past that, you're free.
Okay. Nice. Wait, no wait, there's nothing here. Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is an interesting part about the game as well. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the text in the middle, but it's basically just been having our comrades pop up, like the lower officers, because there's going to be plenty of lower officers. This game does an interesting thing where you have your officers who are playable, and then your lower officers who are just kind of there, to be honest. Some of them end up being important sometimes, but a lot of the times it's just them being there and cheering you on for killing hundreds of people at those benchmarks. Other times it's just like, hey, we're suffering, we're dying. And in this level, they make it to where they pretty much just keep getting killed off. Just to show the turmoil that everyone's in right now. Yo, nice. What'd you do?
I circled in a big group.
Nice. That's usually a good idea with just about every character. What's happening?
Oh, they're gonna probably land where we're standing.
Probably.
Yep.
Simayu has been defeated. Resistance army suffered heavy damage. I've never totally understood how morale actually affects the gameplay, because it's been in every single game. Sometimes visible in an actual bar, you can see struggle.
Yeah, I'm down here, by the way. I'm not sure if this is helpful.
That's fine. Go to where that flashing spot is on the map. I think we have to go
upstairs.
This part's kind of dumb. We're supposed to use these ballistas right here to
shoot them.
Yeah, so I'll let you handle that. And because I already have done it. I know other stuff.
That blinking spot.
Yes, you see the the white flashing one, the green flashing one on the map.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Do I shoot the heads?
I recommend shooting the heads. I don't think the necks really take damage, so to speak.
Hold on. I don't want to get hit.
I don't think it damages you per se when you're in it.
How do you shoot though? Because square didn't work.
Go back into it. I think you press X to get into it. Yeah. Circles to fire.
I didn't see that.
I think you can just hold it down. So while he's doing that...
Is there an overload feature?
Not on this, no, but there are weapons that do have it. Usually it'll give you a meter. So while he's doing that, I'm going to talk about some of the other cool stuff this game has. I do really like this feature right here that I'm doing, where all I'm doing is I've started chaining square attacks.
I'm not doing anything to them.
Yeah, it's taking it slightly down.
But I guess it only works when their mouth is open?
No, it should work most of the time. So, chaining together square attacks, and then you can hit a triangle attack, and as it's being released, you can switch characters, and it does that little team attack like I've been doing. And I think that's really dope. Even the cinematic of how it functions is really cool. And I don't even have to cycle to where everybody gets a chance. I can use the same two guys to
okay, now it's done.
The list has been destroyed and can no longer be used. And the team's getting sad again. I'm gonna be honest. There's so much that goes on in this game sometimes, slash most times, as far as interactions and talking, that I don't even pay attention to it sometimes.
I don't think that was a good design.
Yeah. It's cool to have live,
Why
so to
is it
speak.
open?
I think we gotta kill this guy. He's got the triangle above his head. Usually that kind of stuff means he's a gatekeeper. Yeah, see now it's open. Which is also nice. There's that instant response of he's dead, and despite the text not having gone through for that action to happen, the game is still like, alright, you completed the if-then statement. Ooh, this item's fun. This item in front of me, if you get it, your Musu bar, which is your circle gauge, your super move, it stays full for 10 seconds. Which doesn't sound like long, but, I mean, I just did it once, and I can do it again. And now it's done. And I also was walking. So.
Ow. Hognose?
Yeah, all the demons, which he's a part of the demon army, all the demon armies look kind of weird like that. They're all dark and like have demon-esque qualities.
Are you ready for this?
Horns and stuff. They also have weird names. Ooh. Nice. 322. So how do you feel about being able to kill the lower minions and the KO count being in your face as big as it is? And it being such a big deal?
It gives you something to like compete with,
Mm-hmm.
but it also feels rudimentary, like it's not important. Obviously, if you can kill that many people and you still haven't reached the objective, then it's not that important.
Yeah, that makes sense. I do really like it. Like you said, it's really nice for competition. My cousin and I used to play this a lot growing up, and he used to always poke fun of me, be like, "Yo, DJ, I'm at 500 kills. When are you gonna catch up?" And so I'm like, "All right."
Is there a block feature, by the way?
Yes, hold L1. Okay. But it works like most fighting games, where if you're hit from behind, it hurts. You only block in front, but you can move while you're blocking. But if you're hit while you're moving, then you take damage. If you want to catch a ride on a horse and start walking around everywhere, directional pad down, directional pad up calls your horse, and you automatically have a horse every game. So that's kind of nice. That's something newer to the Warrior series. You used to have to unlock horses as equipable items, essentially, that you can start the map out with, and then if you get off of it and leave it somewhere, you have to go back and grab it.
I'm pressing X. Okay, I guess I can't move.
Pretty much.
Wait, the health is back?
Yep. Or you might be hitting a different... Yeah, you were hitting a different Hydra.
Okay. Well, that doesn't help me.
It's like, bro, there's 8 of them.
Honest, is there really no way to, like... Because my ballistas are gonna eventually get destroyed.
Yeah, I'm glad you're noticing that, because that definitely will prove to be a problem once we run out of ballistas, which you have to imagine we will.
Yep, there it is.
Alright, another ballista down. Now
is that normal?
Yes. For all intents and purposes, I'm just gonna say yes. This is one of the leaders, so to speak. Kiyomori Taira.
Are you sure it's not gonna take 60 minutes?
Positive. Good lord. I love how destructive this game is.
Ouchie. I didn't think it could hit me.
What, the little thing on the ground that takes forever to actually detonate?
No, just the fire in general.
Oh, yeah. Fire. As I've been hearing.
Oh, so when you reach a certain KO count, you get health? Yeah, because once it hit 400, I healed.
Nice. I guess so. Let's see what happens when you hit 5. Because I'm not sure. I thought there were items that did that. But you could be right. I never noticed that before, to be honest.
They're spawning right on top of me.
Yeah, easy.
Oh, okay.
Leveling up definitely does. I know that much.
Alright, ready? That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wait, that didn't do anything.
You didn't make contact with somebody.
That's also a thing.
For certain people's abilities, yes, like his. But most people, they just start swinging at stuff.
What does the blue bar mean?
The blue bar, the rounded one,
Yeah.
that one is another form of a super move. Double press both triggers at the same time. All right, now just kind of run around people.
Ah, okay.
You can hit them if you want, but honestly, it just seems best to just run through people. Literally run through them. Now watch what it does. Everybody disappears. Like there's a person in front of me, but because you're doing that over there, they disappear from where I am for now.
That's weird.
It's an interesting little moment.
Okay.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage, and it's good for giving you currency in here called gems in the game.
Wait, did I switch characters?
Potentially. Yeah, it looks like you did. Probably trying to activate it, you did. I'm gonna let him hurt me a bit and see if... No! He did my full health with his super special. Cool. So, another feature of the game. When you
die, everyone loses.
And you don't get a retry function. It takes you back to the main menu. So if you didn't save and you went through about 3 stages and then died,
then that's what we did.
You're about to be a sad boy. So yeah, we're gonna have to go back in there. Luckily there's a skip function. Hit the pad button. There you go. And it works for these two. So pseudo spoiler alert. You're supposed to have all the ballistas break on you, and eventually we just retreat.
Someone just joined.
Oh hey, somebody joined the stream. Cool, welcome friend. So go ahead and hit circle.
I wonder who it might be.
It's a good question. I should turn on my little app so I can see the comments.
I'm mad, bro. What does that mean? The power, speed, wonder.
So I'm glad you pointed that out. There are classes essentially. So that is the type of character you've got, and they get certain abilities from that. Now I think, do I still have? Yes, I do. I had to look through the guidebook that came with the game to figure that out, because I don't recall them ever actually telling you what each character does as far as their classes. All I know is there's one, which I think is power. If you are if you're being hit and actually recoiling from it, then you can power through it. Yeah, basically like a counter. There's the speed one is the one that I know.
You can double jump. Oh, okay.
If speed characters can double jump, no one else can.
Which makes no sense.
Yeah. Other than that, there's certain stuff. They're all little gimmicky things like that. That's what the triangle button is considered, a charge attack, which is also accurate. That's not it. Surprised there's no table of contents in here. But I guess this also isn't a very thick book. And let me tell you what's not in here, exactly what I was talking about. So maybe I just went to some kind of a help thing. In fact, you know what? I think it is featured basically under the characters thing.
Under the sea.
Let's see. No, that's their skill. Maybe you know what? It's 2019. This game's been out for 4 years. I probably just Googled it, to be honest.
You know, I think that is the unfortunate circumstance that is how fast technology moves. Because when you go play a game that's even 3 years old, you're like, this is so clunky or not organized in the best way.
And, alright, let's go ahead and get this started because there's a lot of waiting around on the stage, unfortunately.
How do you say? Can you save mid game? DJ, it's started.
You can. I believe. Let me check real quick. I'm gonna pause it. Yeah, you can save mid game.
Okay, let's do that after every gate.
Every gate? Okay.
Yeah, because they should be like checkpoints. Oh, I thought they said defeated the Hydra. I said that was easy.
Right. I think it was just saying defeat the Hydra, right? As in, like, that's the objective.
Yeah. Correct. Correcto.
Yikes. Yeah, taking losses in this game is the absolute worst feeling.
Wait, the gate's behind me.
Yeah, all the experience that we earned, all of the...
Gone.
Yeah, it's all gone. The progress. The experience in this game probably feels less bad because what you'll experience later on is...
That's what I'm going to do. I'm not wasting time.
Yeah, totally. That's why I was like, I might as well tell you what's going down. Oh, yeah. Good save. Literally. I wonder if that's where the expression comes from. Nice.
Whoa. Not even sure what that was.
Probably. Yeah, that was me doing my special move. My super.
I had a very anime moment where I go,
I'm pretty sure this fire hurts me. Yep. Honestly, I really like the speed characters because I can double jump and it feels pretty badass.
It just feels like Zenjo, really.
Like what?
Zenjao or whatever.
Zenjao, yeah. Oh, yo, I'm so glad you mentioned that. The character who his Three Kingdoms skin is based after is in this game.
Okay.
Yeah, so hopefully...
The Warring Kingdoms?
Yeah. Hopefully we get a chance to see that character before we leave. So it looks like we probably will run out of time before then. But
I'm gonna... Alright. How do you switch characters?
Either of the triggers, and it's respective to what side of the...
So that's what I did last time by accident. Okay.
Yeah. They all have their own health bars, which is nice. And if they're inactive, they recover their health slowly. But honestly, by the time you even notice it, it's not like they're full health. So the fact that they recover slow is pretty much just balanced. It's not awfully slow. I'm gonna try and like bum rush these officers to open these gates and stuff.
I think I like him the most.
So Samajo?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fun. I like his special a lot too. I'm a little sad though. His special used to be him riding on his sword like a surfboard through the air and like hitting people.
Oh.
I was like, why can't I move?
You might not want to be dying.
Yeah, you're right. I'll let my team fight him. Do something.
Oh, no. Get me out. That works. Wait, he didn't hurt from that?
Me?
No, the big guy. From all that fire that hit his face.
Yeah, probably not. This is one of those games where sometimes the enemy takes environmental damage.
Wait a minute, that hurt a lot. Okay. Oh, I just picked up a weapon? Not really sure what that was. Alright, well I'm getting on this useless ballista.
Alright, you wanna do another save? Since I think we went through another gate. Yeah, I'm just looking up what the little traits, I guess I'll call them, are. What they actually do.
Seriously though, there's got to be a weak point that we're missing here.
No, you're just not supposed to be able to win this fight. Like, you're literally supposed to be on them so they can take damage, and that's the only thing that quote unquote accelerates us or moves us forward rather, is you being on the ballista and getting focused down. That's one thing I'm not a big fan of, especially when you
Meant
don't
to
know
lose
when
games.
yeah, I think it's a cool thing where you're not always winning. I like that. I don't like, I guess, not knowing.
Yeah.
Which is, it makes it cooler when you figure it out and you progress. And this is the better alternative to most games where you have to literally lose your health, not just lose an instrument.
Yeah.
So this is better than what I've seen, what I'm used to.
Alright, it's
but,
done.
I'm still doing the Googles.
Get blasted.
Look at how weird my camera angle is now because they pushed me up against the wall while I was blocking.
Gatekeeper. I can grab him with my spare. That's nice. Come here. This is where no hard feelings, right?
Okay, I think I found it. A new character type called Wonder is available, and the speed and technique types each have reworked mechanics. All character types are limited to a single R1 type action with the same visual and audio cues. Blah blah blah. Okay. Musu costs for said type actions are now fixed to be the same between all characters types. With power types having the most Musu cost. That's your circle attack. Okay. Your super attack. Speed types having the least, and then both technique and wonder to have the exact same in between. Power type actions. Wow. That's what they call these type actions. That's gross. Power type actions are normally powerful attacks. Speed type actions often have long range and or fast execution. Technique types are often auxiliary based launchers, so like to set up for critical hits, while wonder types are combination based that can be cancelled with a spear charge, which I think is technically you hitting the triangle attacks. All type actions can be used as an attack like a Musu attack, and proxy can now all be used to interrupt basic attacks. Blah, blah, blah.
Seems like a lot of stuff I'm not gonna remember.
Yeah, basically your R1 button, which is everyone's like special move, does some kind of a specific kind of thing. So my guy, and you can do these on the ground and in the air, like most of your triangle moves. By the way, you can jump and do that. Okay. Actually, your triangle move only has one in the air: jump and triangle. But sometimes you can jump and triangle multiple times. So vault forward and kick the enemy, and if I do it in the air, he spins rapidly, charging forward and knocking people in the air. Can't switch like this. So that was a speed type. Power kicks the enemy and then unleashes a ball of fire. Yeah. And then rapidly thrush weapon.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then this one, fly through the sky. So that's a wonder one. Cool. So I guess that's all that really is.
And then descend while spinning your weapon about you.
Yeah.
If you're in the air. So R1 twice.
I guess so. Cool. So yeah, there's other stuff, like I said, including certain things they can do, but the only one I really care about is that speed types can double jump.
Ooh, I forgot, you can combo switch.
Yeah, like mid-attack and then switch characters and keep attacking, chain them together basically. Technically have a never-ending combo.
See, it literally is a ball of fire.
Yeah.
How many times can you use it?
You can only use it if you see on my yellow meter that's flashing, there's that cutoff at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's how much of that yellow meter it costs to do your R1 attack.
Understood.
This is pretty dope. The dive. I do like these moves, but they seem pretty auxiliary. Like this guy, his flight one, this is pretty badass, but it doesn't do much.
It doesn't help.
Yeah, like you better off just walking around.
All right, let's get through these.
That is yo, that's so sick. I guess I've never done his in the air. Zimajo, the guy you got now, have you done his R1 button in the air?
No.
It's pretty dope.
Alright, let's
You're on the right track. You're almost there.
Yeah.
I picked up speed boots, so I'll catch up. The little circles above your gauges, those are for the
that?
Yeah. I think that's really sick. That's one of my favorite parts about any Warriors game. It's forever been one of the most badass and coolest visually games I've ever played or seen. And the cinematics, oh, they're so nice.
By the way, save.
Oh yeah.
As that fireball's about to smack me.
Right. Imagine coming back from a save and it's like,
You're
alright, move.
Where's the ballista? Probably through this. Oh yeah, it's right there.
Oops. I was like, it's probably below you. I think we've almost officially lost all of our members. We've got, looks like 2 left on the map.
Also, what does this Hydra want?
To destroy everything. I think it's more of an instinctual creature that just kind of popped up. That actually might not have just popped up. It might have been summoned by the demon army. And of course, they probably just want to destroy shit. To be honest, motivations don't really get talked about much aside from the fact that you're doing something I don't like, and I'm gonna stop you. So. So I'm curious, are you one of those people in most games that are, let's take for instance games that have multiple save slots. Do you save frequently, and do you save different, like new slots?
No, I know what you're talking about. No, I don't, because then I forget which one's which, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah. I think we're going this way now.
Well, I can't see any flashing.
Yeah.
Just says it's the end of the
standing our ground would only increase casualties. We'll have to find another way. Yeah, this is one of those times where there's nothing important on the map, so you just kind of...
The victory condition has changed. Retreat by using the northwest mountain pattern.
So now you see another flash.
Hey, wait, DJ, watch. Look at this one.
Oh, we're doing... Yeah, I do really like his.
No, I was going to say the amount of people that are there.
Yeah. Well, we should try it. Next time you have... Oh, we can just switch characters real quick. So, where are you? You see that chain lightning right there?
Yeah.
That means we both have Musu full, and we're close together. So hit your circle button. I got launched. I didn't do it in time. Basically, it just unlocks what they call your true Musu. So some characters just do their attack for longer. Others, they do the attack, and then at the very end of it, they do like some dramatic extra finish on top. So we can try it in the next crowd we're in. Damn, I already have it entirely full again.
That's so many people!
Yeah, but keep this in mind. There's this many and you killed 600. And I've also killed 600. That's why when I describe this game, I always consider it a hack and slash and a 1 versus 1,000 type of game. Because if you notice, it's just the 2 of us against literally thousands. Alright, let's try this again. Circle. Very dynamic, very cool. And
wait, what?
And see, at the end, my character does more, and I'm not even doing anything anymore. And I think it's really sick.
Whoa! Okay, yeah, there's more.
Yeah. Alright, let's start making our way to the top left. Otherwise, we'll be here forever. They're just gonna keep coming after us. So while we're just literally running, I will say, having played through the majority of this game already and seen the other 1 or 2 endings and the characters, this game is really cool. The storyline and the plot's pretty whatever, to be honest. The entire plot is bouncing back and forth throughout the time and trying to basically fix the fact that a Hydra popped up and destroyed everything. That's the entire plot. So like, there's not a ton of substance there, but it gives you some kind of reasoning as to why the things that are
Where's
happening.
that red ball in front of you?
Red ball?
On that icon.
The little blinking one above your health?
Yeah.
The red one means you picked up an item that's temporarily giving you boosted attack damage.
Okay.
Attack power. Yellow is your Musu being augmented. Usually just means it lasts for longer.
Okay.
Once you use it, the meter doesn't deplete. Blue is speed. And green is defense.
Okay. You know, like, after that battle, not a single cut on her face.
Right. Which kind of works out because, like I said, there's the main officers and there's minor officers. And the main officers are always made to be so much more important. So that's kind of another way that they're portrayed like that, in my opinion.
Who are you?
Same.
When a girl approaches you after years.
Jesus.
I needed you 10 minutes ago.
Right. I don't know if her purpose ever, like, why did she show up now, like you said, instead of earlier from the Mystic Realm?
Yes, I'm very much against counter logic in video games.
Yes, I think I can help, but at your current strength, you ain't touching that Hydra.
Yeah.
You gotta go back in time and get more homies, and I'm gonna help you do it. What? If I tried to tell you, you wouldn't understand. The layman's terms.
Let me just show you.
Kaguya joined our cause. In other words, she's not playable. So this is kind of cool to look at. Together we killed 1,500. It took us
and then
almost
kill, knocked out.
Right. That's another thing. There is no blood in this game. It's not a gory game. It's just a lot.
Growth points acquired. I just call them XP.
Well, what's interesting about that is technically this is a more apt way of putting it because we gain XP as we fight, and you can use growth points to increase your XP to level up more.
Oh, so that's your currency. That's your level up currency.
Basically, your currency are gems and crystals. Your XP currency are your growth points. Okay. So we now will have 8,200 growth points to just.
Might I say I never liked that feature where you press it and it slowly shows you like your total.
Yeah, you can press it again.
I know that's what I did. I know that's how it works. But I never liked that to be a function. Just.
But isn't that satisfying for you to see like the total racking up so much?
Because it's too slow.
It could be worse. 8,000's a big number. I think they did pretty decently.
You acquired a weapon.
Yep.
The same thing.
As you go throughout the game, you get more, and some of them come with skills like flame.
But they're all the same.
Later on, they end up being better, or at least different. There's so many different kinds of weapon per character. This stuff I don't really use. It's for a separate game mode. So now we can play a different place and we get wallpapers. That's one thing that I knew you would love in this game is pretty much, first time playthrough, pretty much every stage you're unlocking stuff.
Yeah. I just wish it was more clear as to like what we're getting. You know what I mean? Like there's too much going on at the same time.
Yeah. This game ends up working out for me because it's fast-paced in the sense of there's so much going on, but I take it at a slower pace and trying to do basically everything, and that allows me to process everything. So, like, for instance, I really like playing Minecraft, which is super slow.
Mm-hmm.
So it works here.
They're all confused because the Hydra's not there.
Yeah.
Just because they travel back.
Yeah.
No, really.
She wasn't lying. these moments when everyone's like, we traveled back in time, we traveled back in time, we traveled back in time.
And it's like, wait, that means
we traveled back in time.
No. They do this. Wait, runs home, knocks on the door. Don't do what you're about to do tomorrow. It's a mistake.
Right. I want to save my friends. Please enter the beam of light that won't kill you.
And get you abducted by probing aliens.
I like how to do this by entering the circle of light in the camp. You can travel through time and fight battles. Yeah, basically all that was saying is you can pause and no options. Save. I think technically the save we made, the interim save we made in game, as they usually call them in other games like this, it disappeared since we finished the level. So yeah, it's good that you did that. So you can talk to people in the camp. Usually the only ones that ever potentially matter are the ones marked with this yellow circle, as you can see. You eventually have more than just the blacksmith.
Wait, who's the yellow circle? Her?
I think both of them. They're kind of layered on top of each other. But only sometimes do they ever say anything that unlocks a new stage or that triggers something.
Alright, what about this blacksmith?
You can buy different weapons. You can fuse weapons. So like you were saying,
like
there's the same ones.
Combos, yeah.
So what you can do is fuse them together and take from one, like you can start with the top one and then go to one of the other ones, that one for instance, and you can add what it has to the initial weapon you selected. So press one on the socket plus one. Now you can get the other two. So
but you can only pick one. Okay.
Potentially. So what you should do, hit circle to back out of it. Go to that one first that has no skills for you to take. So go up. That one first. And I have to learn this. So all that's available is socket plus 2, because that's all that had. It didn't have skills. It just had 2 blank slots. Mm-hmm. So get that X, and then pad button to confirm. Yes. Now do the same thing right there, and then go to that one. Pick up the extra socket, and you can also get both of those.
Okay.
So, and then it told you what they did. As you were getting them, you can also look at it in the menu. So press triangle. So flame, it envelops enemies in fire. Slay, that one does extra life damage to, like critical damage essentially, to enemy soldiers. Sometimes killing them in one blow. So those are kind of nice.
So this is your equipped one.
Yep.
And then
you can just add to the sockets.
Wait, it's so confusing. Like,
yeah, what's highlighted is always that's at least made pretty prominent, but there's a lot of layers of confirming stuff, I will admit. Like I said, it's one of those games where there's a lot, but if you play it kind of slowly and look at what you want, like focus on certain stuff at a time, so you can at least get used to things.
Okay.
It makes plenty of sense, and it's all the same.
Okay, that's what I did. So those swords, all they gave me were sockets.
Yep. They don't give you any extra power necessarily, but what you might have noticed is there was a compatibility line. Mm-hmm. Typically what I think that does is the higher it gets, one, your attack goes up. That's where the +0 changes. Mm-hmm. And I think for some people it unlocks more moves. Like you might have more triangle moves. Like for some people you might start out only being able to press triangle 1 through 4 times and then extending that move with a triangle attack.
I understand now. Okay, so when I hit fuse, it basically took what they had and added to the current one.
Yep, and they technically disappear after that.
Yeah, they did.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that because it looks cleaner.
Yeah, and I like that as well. So back out, go to purchase weapon, and click anybody. So as you can see here, that's the same one you have. Yeah. Go down to the next one. It's technically the second level of that weapon, and there's 5 as you can see. But there's also different ones. Hit circle, go down one. So they're not available here yet, but they have, instead of 1, 2, and 3 stars, there's like a different kind of, more like an asterisk kind of symbol. And there's special weapons that might not be stronger, but they're almost like novelty.
Okay.
So.
Craft material.
Yeah, we don't have anything, unfortunately, but you can eventually just do that. And then as you play through, people will just be like, "Here's a lottery ticket. You can literally get random weapons
Okay.
that may be strong, that may be weak, whatever." So
Saved.
that's kind of neat. So you can either walk all the way over to the light, or you can press the pad button and then just go to begin advance. So like literally, this game gives you ways to like approach the game however you want. If you want to just rush through it, you can.
Oh, it doesn't. It tells you that how many there are going to be for that chapter, but
Essentially. So interesting thing, press R1 twice, or probably yeah, chapter 4. That's where we were just at. Look at the difficulty on that.
very.
Yeah, and this one's down to 1 star.
Isn't this the same team?
It is for now. Later
but I
on,
know when you get more,
you can play. Yeah. So that's one thing I do really like about this game. All that you're doing right now, switching the Vanguard with Triangle, is who you're starting with, I believe.
Okay.
So I want you to try this just to see the scaling.
Do you get rewarded more for playing a harder level, or?
You know, I don't think you do technically. I think it's just a bigger challenge and it's less.
Then I'll do
easy.
normal because my.
We are on normal. Let's try hard. Hard's not impossible, but it makes it to where you actually want to block and you actually want to focus down officers especially and not get ganged up. I think this is me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't press anything. Well, what happened?
Cinematic.
Did you press start?
Yeah, it was wanting me to select my characters. At that time, I had a bad feeling about things. Why did they remain behind and force me to proceed ahead? His friends he wants to go back and save. This was right when the Hydra attacked. When I realized what happened, I went back and found them. Basically. Hydra equal Fire Nation, question mark?
Which is stupid because Hydra and Hydro is water.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's just too dramatic.
It's really dramatic.
Yeah. I'm not much of a reader when it comes to this stuff. If you want me to know it, speak it to me.
Yeah, honestly, dude, like I said, the plot, I've told you the entire plot. This entire game is you literally gathering up forces.
Except missions?
Yes. This is another thing you might like. It spices up the game further if you want, and it gives you payoff. Defeat 600 enemies plus 3 officers. Oh, sorry. There we go. Usually I accept all regardless, because whether or not I do it...
It doesn't hurt you.
Yeah. Actually, technically it does. If you fail them, you lose a little of what they were going to give you, like minus 30 as opposed to like plus 30 or plus 100. I don't remember exactly what it is you get from each, but they vary. This one's an easier one, so it'll give you less than the other difficulties. All the other harder difficulties end up pretty much doing.
But I can never tell how many officers are
part of my corner. That's what that big KO count is. That's how many you've defeated.
Right, but that's people.
Yeah, officer count, you just kind of... It's pretty obvious that, like, you kill a guy, you can think in your head how many times did somebody say, "I'll get you next time," retreated. Like,
I didn't even notice that before.
It's the ones with the names that aren't something captured.
These are your officers?
Yes, I just wanted to show you this just for the sake of exposing you to everything. I went to Army Info, victory conditions,
everyone's
killing that
mob.
guy. Right. Which, by the way, means they're in the same family. How we have last names, that's like theirs.
Their last names first.
So I think it's very interesting because they refer to each other as like Dai or Tang. It's
No, that's true. You know, Yao Ming is actually Ming Yao.
I didn't think about that, but yeah.
It is his.
No.
That's why on his jersey, you'll see that it actually says Yao and not his last.
That's very interesting.
His last name.
I never paid attention to that.
Yeah, you can look. It's really funny.
Yep. So this is just showing you how you win or lose. Basically, this is what I was talking about. These two people on the opposite sides of the map, who one of them's already in shit, in the weeds. They can't die. If they die, we lose. And then the rest of our peeps.
Okay. Cool.
This is their army.
Wait, Yellow Belly?
Yeah. Like I said, all of the demon army have really weird names. And this is your actual team of people you have.
See, my lady is low level because I don't use her.
Hanbei? That's a dude. Yeah. It's one of those anime
2019
tropes.
time. things.
Yeah, it's one of those anime trope things where it's like, they look really girly and like are boyish, but they're definitely a guy.
Sounds like K-pop.
Yeah, I suppose. So, yep, that's all that stuff.
Okie dokie.
Pretty whatever. Semi-automatic versus auto and manual, it makes somewhat of a difference. I think the difference is when certain stuff happens, if you have your map switched to the smaller one I told you about, it swaps back for an event happening to show you what's going on.
I think that's better.
Yeah, all the stuff I keep. I don't really mess with control. I've almost never messed with controls in this game.
It took so long just to get used to everything. It was just not.
Yeah, just to show you what's what. And there's not much to change anyway. So, I will say, playing this game with, like, no sound effects and just music or just voices, it's weird. It's weird. Especially since it talks to the TV and the controller.
Yeah.
It's like silence, all the hacking and slashing going on. And you're just like, whoa, where'd you come from? Cool.
You did
there's the bitch out button if you were like, oh wait, not ready, or the go back to the main screen button, which they always prompt you with. Battlefield bonus. This is so you'll be able to get better stuff by the end of it / throughout it,
but
it costs 100,000 gems.
We don't even have that right now.
Yeah, so it's something I haven't really done a ton. But I'm like, let me do it. Why not?
I feel like that's useful once you kind of like real life, Why you can't invest until you can afford to.
Exactly. Sorry, I'm just kind of keep everybody out. See how this goes.
So what's our objective right now?
Kill the guy. The main officer.
Oh, wait a minute, my health.
Yeah, we're on hard mode, so their enemy health bars are larger. And the defenses are also stronger, and they do more damage. Chaos mode, I'm only going to put you through that right before you leave, right before we end the stream. It's ridiculous. The curve is like, easy's dumb easy. The normal's pretty alright. It's as things should be. Hard's like, dude, I'm good at this game, and let's be real, it's easy to not die in this game. What makes this game hard is there are certain officers who are so powered up.
Look, he's about to kick me. That's cute.
Yeah. There's certain officers who are so quote-unquote powered up that your attacks don't phase them most of the time, and those are the ones who will fuck you up and end your life. But other than that, this game isn't hard. So the scaling on it's dumb. Easy's pretty stupid easy. Normal's pretty as should be. Hard is like, I'm good at the game and I know it, and I know what I'm doing. Chaos is just, it's not masochistically difficult, but it's pretty damn close to masochistically difficult. Even with strong fighters, it's hard to take them down until you're like level 99, hit the cap, and prestige that level 99 character multiple times.
Yeah. This is kind of nuts.
The health bars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially when you multiply it by the number of people that are actually there.
So you see Redback on my screen?
Yeah.
That tiny little pink spot? He's got layered, like an extra, so to speak, health bar. It's like taking down 2 health bars. And it's all because of hard mode. When it's on Chaos, pretty much everyone starts with 2 health bars.
Who's Neil back? Where is he?
My health!
Switch. Yeah, I'm like... Oh, that's that guy.
Yo, he did so much damage with one attack. So, when I say this game is... No. Gotta go. Yo, please don't do this. I gotta go. Speed boots.
I'm taking the officer, by the way.
Good. I'm just gonna keep these guys occupied. There's another one coming your way.
Don't do that. No!
No. I'm gonna fucking die.
You want to save?
Yes. See, this is the problem with having. I told you there was the option to have all 3 of the guys out at the same time, but they don't. You don't lose if they get knocked out.
But you can't switch them.
You can, but they'll have 1 hit before dying. The real problem is The real problem is one of our important officers at the very bottom is about to die. Two, I'm gonna go straight to him while my health bars recover. Two, if they do die while they're out, they just go back into, let's call it hiding. They go back into your pocket, let's say.
Nice.
It takes a long time to recover those health bars, and if all of you were fighting and taking damage, and two of them are out of commission, and all of a sudden you're getting low on the third person, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
Like I currently am. So,
what's hers? Oh, she just flies, right?
For the R1 button?
No, circle.
No, he throws his thing like a freaking pinwheel. Or like a yo-yo.
Okay. He's blocking me? The
Yeah.
disrespect.
Right?
Okay, cool. I defeated one of the officers.
Alright, I'm gonna try and fight this guy. He chased me all the way over here from like to the left of where you are. That little box to your left?
Yeah.
He chased me all the way here. They don't normally do that.
Alright, so what is the objective?
Right now we just kind of need to kill people and protect our main officers.
Which is
God.
anyone in blue?
No, the one flashing green.
So I need to go all the way over there.
I'm already... Oh, he died. RIP? Yeah, we lost. See, I was waiting for them to... I was almost there, and I could have gotten there faster, but I was waiting for them to do a thing that they usually do. So, resume instead of story mode, yeah. What they usually do is they'll say, hey, Vitor Valenza is in danger.
But I didn't hear it.
Give aid. It's the text in the middle. Yeah.
With the millions of things I have to look... Oh!
I thought it was going to have us press X before it started. It does that with other stuff. So let's not resume yet. Because I'm apparently 2 hits from being dead. Normally it says, hey, they need assistance. And usually when they're about to die... Yeah.
That was so bad.
Yeah. Normally
when you get saved mid-fight.
Yeah. I thought nothing of it because normally when you load stages initially in this game, you have to press X to advance. That one just loaded us immediately into it. So
wow.
With the back to the main officers, ours usually it'll say, "Hey, they need help," and that means somebody's fighting them, and it's not going too well. Because sometimes they just kill off the other people on their own, and you're just like, all right, cool, good for you. Yeah. That's why you're the main guy. But what it'll do later when they're actually about to die, in like probably another minute or two, it'll say, they're in danger, assist at once. I didn't see that one, or maybe I saw it when reading it properly. But,
does this get saved, by the way, to your YouTube account?
Yes, directly.
Okay. That's very convenient.
Mm-hmm. That's why I like streaming from the PlayStation 4 so much. Because one, I don't deal with lag like I do on the computer because of my bad connection.
What's nice though, if you do have a computer setup, is you can have one showing you what you look like, along with audio and other sort of things, and then the one is the actual game.
That's what people usually do. They get a card, I think, or like a USB that plugs in, and it essentially shoots that out to you, and you can mess with it on the computer, but it's here. But I think what they actually do is they don't, use their TV as the monitor. They actually plug it up to a monitor.
Oh, okay.
Which I guess technically I could still do, but I don't think I have the converter from VGA to HDMI. So.
Okay. Resume.
Here we go.
Jump. This is gonna be.
I'm just gonna block immediately. I wonder if it'll react to me, like input the command for me to block since I'm holding it before it loads. It does. That's good. He missed this. Bruh, I switched to the wrong character.
Let's not.
I got
get
this,
stuck here.
I got this. The problem is, my child is the one who can double jump away, which is a lot safer than just trying to like block her around.
Jump.
Gotta go. Yeah, he was out of commission. All right, you do your thing like normal. I'm gonna go straight down to our guy who's about to lose.
I'm gonna finish.
See, he's in trouble. Assist at once. Okay. That's the second warning. And you can tell. You can usually tell because like there's all this text. The warning texts are like very black and red and dark.
I'm getting tossed around like a ragdoll.
When you get knocked into the air like that, you can press your block button. I usually just spam it. You're kidding me. He died faster than he did the first time. So that's a fun feature in the game. You can press the pad button and the options button to just
end it.
To just go to the main screen, the like title screen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my horse and try that. Yeah, we might actually just be stuck. Damn.
This shouldn't have saved an idea.
I mean, better than not at all, right?
Yeah.
But this is an interesting thing to...
He says, I'm out.
This is an interesting thing to, think about and talk about. The game has the interim save function.
By the way, where is he?
Man, very bottom, the green glowing. And he is surrounded.
He's so far, and I can't run faster than this.
Yeah. Press directional pad up. Damn, swimming is slow. Fuck.
Oh, okay.
X, stand just right next to it. Verge of the... Yeah, we're stuck. See, that's another thing. I knew there was another warning. It said he was on the verge of defeat, but I think it's because we're on hard mode.
Can we not?
Yeah, let's not. Just go to...
I told you, I know myself. I'm going to get mad.
Because this is already, like we already fucked it up, you want to just see chaos and, try hitting a person or two?
Sure.
Story mode. It's, actually, we don't have to do that yet to interrupt things. Go to free mode. Free mode just means, yeah, that's fine. We'll lose our save. Is what I was saying. Offline, pick, that one, because I don't want to go to the Hydra stage. I hate the Hydra stage. Chaos. This is one thing I wanted to mention earlier. Every Warriors game, you have to rejoin every time. Which, it's not a big hassle, but it's an annoyance. And I'm not a fan.
Alright, well, defeat.
Yeah. Alright, good luck. I would say aim to not get hit at all.
That's kind of easier said than done.
Yeah, as you can see, even our forces get the extra health bar, so it's not completely unfair. But as you can see, even the lower minions...
I'm dead!
Oh, you took damage! I told you, no damage. That is one aspect of this game that goes very underwhelmed for the player. Yeah, and these are just the lower minions. These aren't even...
I know.
Yeah, so none of that. Story mode, back to story mode and back to normal. Actually, let's try this one on easy, just so you can see how... I want you to experience
underwhelming.
The difference. It's so underwhelming, dude. I do not like easy mode. You can just pad button and advance. I do not like easy mode at all. Not because it's boring, because it's one of the things I love about this game is being able to slaughter so many people. But it's too easy. It's way too easy.
Wait, would you press to go directly into it? Oh, preparations.
No. To go directly into what?
You went directly into the...
Joining?
Well, no, selecting the...
Oh, it's because I immediately hit the pad button and immediately confirmed it. So now, our forces have low health bars, but so do they. Look how puny those are. That's a swipe from everybody. Alright, I'm gonna speed through this because easy mode hurts me. But, yeah.
Oh, wait, did we accept the mission?
Oh, we didn't. It was too late. We're going to return to camp, yeah. Good call.
Mainly because, yeah, this is going to be...
You might as well get something out of it, right?
Yeah.
Easy. Oh, wait. Oops. Oh, well.
What happened?
You went to normal mode.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought that was on purpose because we forgot to do it.
Gotcha. But yeah, I mean, really, that was the whole experience. Like, the health bars...
And you press back. Okay, cool.
Yeah. The health bars are very tiny. The damage is low. The armor's low. But you can see the drop off though. Normal feels just right 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's extra hard, but
Which way are you? Oh, you are going the same way as me.
yeah, we're right next to each other.
Okay, he's strong. Just not that big mallet.
Yeah. One of the characters, one of my old favorite characters in this game, he has a weapon just like that, except it's a ball, like a ball billy club.
Are we running to him?
No, he should be okay this time. We're not on hard.
I think we should.
I am making my way to him, so to speak, straight away. But
Whoa!
I want to cut through these.
What was that? I mean, I switched while hitting, but
you hit you landed a triangle ability, and as it was hitting, switch characters. Try it out and do it multiple times. Do it again, and again. You can do it up to 3 times. It's really cool.
Gotcha.
Now I think what you did the first time is you were just landing square abilities, and then you switched.
Yeah.
Because then you do this.
He's moving towards die.
Okay. I already killed this guy. See,
he's in trouble.
He is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on my way. Horse.
I'm gonna get out.
I'm going straight to him.
Where's the horse? Oh.
Yeah, I do really like the switch attack stuff. That's one of the coolest things to me in this particular game.
Can you run any faster though?
Nope. There is a horse who's faster in the game, but we have to unlock them. What's really badass in this game, it's always the same horse that's the fastest. It's the red hair horse. I don't know if that's a legitimate horse in real life, but it's really pretty in every game. It's the only one that's red. All the other ones are like black or brown, and then eventually like they added like a beige color. This one, it's like the Pegasuses of horses.
What happened?
I think you made it to him.
I did, but
that's all. And one of our characters is reunited with him. It's canon stuff. He fights with a paintbrush, by the way. If you didn't just see that.
I was trying to wrap my head around it.
And it sounds like a sword, of course. Every weapon sounds like a sword. Doesn't matter what it is. There's a flute weapon, or I think it's a harp on this one. It's at least makes.
What do you think?
Harp sounds, but when it strikes enemies, it's like it still sounds like a slicing attack. It's really goofy.
Alright, weirdo.
What a face.
That's like the creeper face.
Yeah.
How'd I get off? Oh, X. Cool.
One cool thing, if you might have noticed or not paid attention at all, when all this text pop up, the characters do emote, so that's kind of a nice little small touch. That didn't used to be in the game.
Oh yeah? You ready? Woo!
Sees it across my screen.
Oh wait, I have infinite moose woo?
You must have had the little yellow thing.
I think so.
Comboing in this game is so easy and so satisfying. And your Musu attack is makes you invincible.
Where's the officer?
Right here. Try this out. Press the options button.
Oh wow.
It's a lot more digestible.
Yeah.
Still a lot because it shows you every unit near you, but a lot more.
Behind. You're flinging him around, that's why I can't get to him.
Oh, you're fighting a different one. I was killing the Kunoichi chick.
Whatever. Oh, my bad.
You good.
I'm gonna save.
Wait.
Alright, dude. Wait, what? What does this mean?
Oh, keep tapping square. Both of y'all swung at each other at the same exact time.
I've seen that feature before. That's in a lot of the Star Wars games.
Yeah. I miss what they used to do with that kind of stuff. There used to be a function where, I'll show you later on YouTube, a little clip. The first few Dynasty Warriors games I played had a feature to where certain
we won.
officers... Hold on.
Mama?
Yeah. Okay.
I heard of it.
Okay. Cool.
Where do we need to go now?
You see the middle, top middle?
The green?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there used to be a function that, thinking about it now, was really clunky for games, for the mainly for two-player gameplay. I'm so slow. Horse.
Let me guess, I can't cut through the water with a horse.
You can. They can swim too. It's just really slow. One thing, I don't know if you got a chance to try. Where's my horse?
I'm gonna take care of the officers.
My horse isn't popping up. Oh well. When certain officers would approach you, like in the way that you got to the doorway and then it triggered the cutscene.
Yeah.
There used to be a feature where certain officers would walk up to you and they would trigger a challenge, and you can accept it or choose not to. But if you accept it, it puts you in a freaking little like wrestling arena practically, and you have to fight each other 1v1. And if you beat them, then they die, and you don't have to worry about being surrounded by people. But if they beat you, then it's game over, just like in the full game. Now, what was clunky about it is, I think they would always, if both of you were together, they would always challenge player one. But otherwise, it's whoever they run up to.
How do I get in the castle? Do I have to
go through the green? What the green is? So yeah.
Wait, I can get run over by horses?
Yeah.
Ow.
I don't think I got to tell you. Oh yeah, I did. When you get knocked back, spam the L1 button, and they'll flip up instead of the delay of being stuck on the ground. Is that my horse? So with the horse feature, when you call them, just stand still and keep holding the button, and they'll automatically hop on the horse. It's not the end of the game, but somebody important died. Yeah, there was nothing we were able to do about it in this state. But you can go back in the future later and save him from dying, and that's how you unlock that character. But it has to be like, I think they call them redux versions of the same fight. They're slightly different, but they're the same fight. Yeah. I don't know. I've said a lot about the game. It's I haven't gotten way more comfortable with it. How do you currently feel mid-fight?
Stress.
Yeah.
I forgot what that green thing is.
Defense.
No, the bar.
Oh, both triggers. It does the thing where you can run into people and
that's right.
Yeah. I forget what that attack is called, but it's that. I don't use that attack very much at all. I do when I notice it's there, and I'm kind of like if I'm struggling to take somebody out, or if we're in a situation like where I was with that save where I kept dying, it kind of makes you safe and invincible. So, I feel like there's quite a few like invincible states that allow you to abuse this game probably too much, to be honest.
Alright, are we saving somebody right now, or?
No, we're just battling to the green at the top left now. So notice it's now on a red person. So now the victory condition is just to take them out.
But we're in a maze.
Yeah, we're almost out. One thing cool about the characters in this game, they have some recognizable characters for people who don't know anything about Samurai Warriors, Dynasty Warriors, or the random game characters that pop up. Like, are you familiar with Ninja Gaiden at all? Are you familiar with a character named Ryu Hayabusa?
No, none of these by name.
No. Well, they're in this game. So that's kind of cool.
Wait, what's this? Oh, attack. Okay.
Attack times 2 for 30 seconds. There's also characters from Soul Calibur, actually.
Okay.
Like, I think maybe Cassandra and somebody else. I can't remember who. But they're in it. And then Achilles, like the story-based. Is he Greek? I don't know if he's Greek or Roman, but Achilles is in it.
Achilles is Roman.
There you go. You got a Roman character in here, so I like that they did that.
I could be wrong. That's one character that, at least from reading all my books, was kind of in that weird period where Rome was about to take over and wasn't quite sure. I'm going right through it.
Yeah. I will say, because of the repetitive, gotta wait for the text stuff. Because of the repetitive nature of this game, and you essentially doing the same thing pretty much every level, it does get boring sometimes playing Warriors games, and it does sometimes get kind of like one-dimensional to where you want to beat the game, sort of, but you're kind of overplaying through it as opposed to just playing it. So you just kind of bum rush it, which is...
What's your kill count?
638. You're beating me, I gotta step it up. Fun fact, I'm fairly positive when you have all three of your people out at the same time, their kill count counts towards yours.
It does. What the hell is that?
I activated my double trigger attack. That's a nice name for it. I'm gonna call it that from now on. The double trigger attack.
Whoa, they just...
Yeah, look behind you.
Up advantage. Oh, that's why. Oh.
It gathers them all in one spot. Ooh, one thing that is I guess incentive to use that attack frequently is I think every single time you activate it and it finishes activating, you get gems from it.
Oh, that's that guy that killed you last time, wasn't it?
Yes. Or he almost killed me the very, very first time with that. No, yeah, he's the one who killed me on the Hydra stage.
Whoa, what are we doing?
Kicking names and taking ass.
Yeah, I got him.
So now we've won the battle, so we get to freely roam. If you've got a Musu attack, you can act.
Oh, that's that guy that with the balls is talking. Alright. Retreated, he's dead.
They do that in this game. When you kill people, it depends on the stage, but they primarily, like 95% of the time, retreat. The rest of the time, they either get captured or they actually die. Cinematic, technically.
That's the good stuff. Point.
For sure. So before you go, I do want your non-distracted thoughts on aspects of the game.
Fun hack and slash, but we're being honest. The reason why God of War was more successful is because they nailed down one thing: objective. Like, I understand that, like, you have that big blinking dot.
But it's hard to see amongst all the stuff.
And it's an open map.
Yeah.
So whereas God of War was quote unquote an open map, you had a direction to go.
That's true.
And I like that a lot more than, hey, you get all these. We'll reward you with all these skills, but there's no end to it.
Yeah. And like I said, I think what probably stems from. Yeah, it's definitely a stylistic thing, and I think this is one of those games that tries to do probably too much stylistically. Like I said, you can. It gives you the ability most of the time to just skip to the end of each level, so to speak, and just kill the enemy officer who you need to kill to win the game, or you can kill everyone and force your way through it if that's how you want to play it.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like when Goku tries to kill Frieza, but he keeps getting back up.
Yeah.
I told you it's slow.
Yeah. Cool.
Acquired a weapon. Acquired a weapon. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Oh, we got a new item.
Light strike increases attack.
So we can do that for every character if we want to.
Yeah. And a brush.
Tools. So she gives us plus 80, but I don't remember what the 80 is.
Gems is most likely, because
probably
you can upgrade stuff with 100.
Yeah. Unlockables. Can you imagine accidentally hitting the pad option button on accident?
Going back to the...
Yeah, so save and...
it is pad though, okay.
Options. Yeah. So this is the last thing I want to show you before we...
So you press pad twice is what return determine screen?
No, pad in the options. What formula used to be start and select.
Okay.
So, boop.
My heart.
Right. So...
By accident.
Because, I mean, you're
That's
here, right?
too easy.
Yeah.
It's too
but, I mean,
easy.
I guess you'd have to, like, I don't know, it'd be like some kind of a slip, but... this is the stuff we've been unlocking. It's very cool in my opinion. And this is stuff that you can actually have as your, like, PlayStation wallpaper, which I think is also really cool. Some of these, probably the one that's missing, it's concept art for what the character might have looked like.
You know, and then there's another thing is, I wish there was more distinction between characters.
What do you mean?
Like an archetype, a very distinct archetype.
What they do instead is, of course, everyone has their own outfits, their own stuff. They have colors aligned to what force they call them they're aligned with. So, like, what team, essentially. And then they have weapon types, sort of. Okay. Swords, spears, rods, your special stuff. Like, I think somebody has a rake.
Wait, like for leaves?
That kind of a rake, but it's more like a pitchfork.
Okay.
Somebody, I think, has a trident.
Okay.
So, like, there's staffs, there's bow and arrows. So, like, there are classes of weapons, so to speak. And then there's this
By
stuff.
the way, have you ever played Injustice?
Yes.
That's fun.
I agree. She actually fights with that leaf, except I think she also has beams of light.
I would imagine those floating.
This is how she fights.
She throws... she throws plants at you.
I think you can't see it here, but these are supposed to be beams that are shooting up. That's that charge up sound you hear. Emotion try. Her angry face isn't very angry.
It's more like unamused.
Yeah. Everyone's got their different costumes.
Yeah.
So that's nice. I guess that's what they do to make the characters different. Like you were saying, give them more distinction. Because after a while, what I even ended up doing is I picked about 3 to 4 or 5 characters that I like the most and just kind of stick with them.
Yeah, like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Does it let you...
Ever seen a shield with... yeah, that. I imagine in real life that would kind of backfire and hit you and cut you up.
Probably.
He's like, make a choice. That one is very much like the general from Mulan, the bad guy. Look at his face. It's just like it.
He said, let's go. I understood that. Japanese. The game has everything and everyone speaks Japanese. That's confirmation because he's from the Chinese game, so to speak. No, that's an angry face, but so are most of those. Cool. You know, it's funny. You mentioned you made the Mulan connection. They're both Chinese.
Okay.
There you go. And it's not racist, it's accurate.
Let's get down to business.
These are cool.
defeat.
You can go back and watch all of the cinematics.
No.
Yeah, it tells you.
If I wanted to do that, I would have rented out a movie about it.
And here's the lore stuff, which is cool. If you care, if like, because I'm really into these games. I grew up on them.
Right. I only like a story if it's prior to the game.
Interesting.
You know, like with Mega Man, you found out the only reason they're going through all this trouble is because someone's been kidnapped or whatever.
Yeah.
This one just seems like the world's against them.
Yeah.
Literally a million versus one.
Yeah. Last thing we'll do / talk about awesome cinematics. This is opening 2, so it's not the original opening, so to speak. But this game's always had really badass openings to like when the game's loading up and you don't press buttons and you don't skip the intro.
She's an assassin? Oh, she's Ninetales.
I actually don't know who that is.
Although this game sure has a way of giving people a hierarchy.
What do you mean?
Minions are
demolished.
You just paper.
Yeah. That's another person who's recognizable in this game. Wukong. Sun Wukong is a character.
Probably a demon.
Yep. He's with the demon army.
And cutscene. Oh. They always do that right before they're about to clash.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, you weren't wrong.
But it's usually before they hit. It's like
They've done that so many times with this game. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, this game is one of the best visual games I've ever played or witnessed. Just because there's a lot going on, but it's all super cool.
Yeah.
So cool. So would you say you be honest? Would you say you give this game a like this game or don't like this game? And what would you rate it out of 10?
I would like the game and I'd give it a 6 or a 7.
Okay.
Again, it's mainly just because of the objectives and the repetitive nature of like, I feel like I've been spamming this button for 10 minutes.
Yes. Yes. Cool. I guess just to be fair, of course I like this game. I've liked these Warriors games for, I can say decades now. 23 decades. Oh, I haven't been playing these games for that long. For a long time.
Right.
And what's cool about them is they branched out so much. There's Gundam Warriors games now, so you can do this kind of style of a game with mech suits. They've done that with anime games like Bleach, One Piece, or maybe not Bleach, but definitely One Piece and stuff like that. Hyrule Warriors, there's a Zelda version.
Yes, you showed me that one, or I played that one with you.
That one's probably the most different Warriors game I played, because I played Hyrule, Gundam, Dynasty Warriors, and Samurai Warriors.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but yeah, I personally, just for nostalgic sake, I'd give the game like a 9.5 out of 10 because it's awesome. More so a 9, but objectively speaking,
This is better when it's just one person. I'll say that.
Absolutely, absolutely. You heard it here first. To play a good game of split screen Warriors, you need a 90-inch TV.
I don't even think that's the issue because even if you got a big TV, it would still be rectangular rather than a square where you can.
It's focused.
Yeah.
If I have to give this an objective rating that's not super inflatively biased, probably like 7, 8. These games were way better to me when they were super awful and clunky, but that's because they were newer to my brain and they were awesome. But it looks so much better now. It plays so much better
I even
now.
played platformers, so.
Yeah. So, cool. Thanks for joining me, buddy, and for letting me torture you for a couple hours. Although it's not fully torture.
It's not fully.
It's just it is stressful.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah, these games don't stress me out nearly as much as I knew it would be for you as a gamer and as a newcomer to this kind of a game. thanks, and thanks to you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I have 2 other videos on this game. This one's probably the better one. This is more enjoyable because it's not just me. And this game, I think, for video's sake, needs more than a person doing the same hack and slash over and over again. But if you watch this, if you're watching this, thank you, and I will catch y'all next time. Oh, that's the wrong.
That's the wrong number.
Can't broadcast. Somebody else is doing it. Yeah, I know that. Lord, what an outro.